Hi everyone, hope you're okay and welcome to today's video. So today what we're doing is we are going to be basically going through our FUT Champs games. I'm just talking over it, these have already been played because if I had the mic on whilst I was playing these FUT Champs games it would not have been pretty for anyone. So basically all I've done is I've just cut it down to pretty much the exact highlights, just every goal. I've put the record at the start of each game so you can sort of see how we get on. But I don't know how you all found it this weekend, but I think this was probably the hardest FUT Champs I've played so far. I didn't play last week because I was on holiday, but I played the 2 weeks before, I think, and I don't think it's been this hard so far. But yeah, so we got through here. So obviously this game we're 2-1 up, and he scores there. But I'll sort of talk on the game, but also just about FIFA as well. Obviously it's the Ultimate Scream. The Ultimate Scream promo at the moment. There's obviously some really good cards out that I think anyone would be happy with. I hope to get that Pogba done at some point, but I also want to do an icon pack, so I'm sort of stuck in between. But as you can see there, so game 1 we won, and then we move on to game 2. Sorry about that, I had to just cut that there, so it might be a bit of a gap, but I hope there's not too much. I just had a noise going on outside, so I just had to shut my my windows. But yeah, we started off well in that first game. We went 1-0 up. Sorry, we went 1 win up. But as you'll see in this one, it got a bit tough. I was playing these games last night, so that was Friday night. And I shouldn't have done that really. I've played the other 2 ones Friday night, but I started a bit earlier. These ones I started at, I think I started about 11:30 midnight. So game 2 we left. And I'm not really too fussed on the rewards this year. I just sort of play it to see what we can get. So if it's if it's a game that we're clearly not going to win, I will just leave. I'm not particularly fussed. I think in this one as well, yeah, I do the same thing. 2-0 down in 10 minutes, and I accepted our fate there. But yeah, on the promo, so obviously I'd like that to do that Pogba SBC at some point. I think you've got to pick the CDM, haven't you? Because the Cam one, I mean, it looks alright, but I think that CDM one's the best one. So I'm hopefully trying to get that done, but I also need them to fit my team, so I might have to sort of rebuild a bit. I think my team at the start, when the FIFA first came out, was a pretty good team to start with, but now it's I don't think it's particularly great. I've got obviously Gyökeres and Isak up top, but I do switch between Isak and Barry Evo throughout the game, so you probably will notice that there is some changes. This guy obviously he had a Sunderland badge, he had a decent enough team, and he went 1-0 up there. But let me know as well if you've packed any Scream players. The actual promo cards, I'll just have a look on my phone here. There's some obviously good ones. That Mbeumo looks good, and Vinicius, and well, Kardchawi, and Rafael Leao. But I think the problem is, and I know obviously some of them are being changed, but I just think that there's not enough. Really, I think there should be more. But obviously, I'm sure there'll be teams 2 and whatever else. So we'll see. I also seen Dabinha's in there. Now, funny story. I go to a gym in Manchester, and the Brazil women's team are staying there because I believe they're playing England today, Saturday. So she might have been there. I don't know. I didn't recognise it if she was, to be honest. But it would have looked a bit weird if I was just staring at Brazil women the whole time I was on the gym. So yeah, otherwise I would have been having a restraining order, wouldn't be able to play my champs. But yeah, we're sort of getting on. I mean, these low-driven shots, they're going to be the end of me. I know these games now are Saturday, today, this morning. I don't know whether the patch has been reversed yet. I'm not sure. I didn't notice any difference, to be honest. I don't R1 dribble, I just pass it, really. So R1 dribbling being in or out of the game makes absolutely no difference to me. I know certain people have complained about it, and I think you're allowed to complain about something if it was in the game and necessarily they decided just to take it out. But yeah, for me it made absolutely no difference whether it was in or out of the game. Me and Anthony Day, we don't complain about stuff like that. The real players, we just carry on with it. But yeah, I thought it was. I thought last night's gameplay was worse than this one this morning, but I think that was just because I was playing at midnight and I was struggling. So obviously I'm gonna think like that. This one, obviously, we were 2-0 up, and then it's gone 2-2 in this game now. But here we go, Isak with the ball, and yeah, it's a goal. Let me know as well how you want to see me do these videos. You might want me to change it around, or however. If you just let me know, then I will do so. Obviously, this is your channel really. I make the videos for people to watch. I don't make them just for myself. So if you want me to change stuff about or whatever, I know this feels a bit like a podcast sort of podcast, but that's I just sort of talk over it. Whether you want me to do my talking whilst I'm playing the games, but the only issue there is it's not going to be very fun because I don't really talk much when I'm playing my champs. I just have my music on and just play. This one, Wazza scored past me. And then Gyökeres is on the ball. Gyökeres still does seem pretty good. Isaac, I've noticed, doesn't look as good now. He seems to have slowed down a bit his skill. I don't know whether maybe just defenders are getting better as well as more good players out. But Isaac doesn't seem great. Gyökeres does. I'm very impressed with Gyökeres still. And Salah still also looks good. And Grealish, I've started putting him into my main team, but I will be honest, if I'm replacing anyone in that team, he's high up on that list. He is not a brilliant player really in game. And also, obviously, I am an Everton fan, so I will try and keep him in for as long as possible. Everton play Tottenham tomorrow, which I'm not going to the game. Actually, that one, I'm giving that one a miss, so I'll be watching that one on TV, but I'm hoping we can win. Obviously, Tottenham are a good team, but they just lost to Villa, and they have got gaps in their squad, but I do think that Thomas Frank as well is a really good manager, so yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. And yeah, so I know I'm sort of just going on and on, but as you can see here, 4-4, and then Pina scores. We were walking that game as well, and it all just sort of went a bit downhill, and we lost that one there. So we're in game 10 now, and we're 6-3, and I will be honest, it does all start going downhill for me. This is why I say it was the hardest champs, because it just seemed to just collapse at one point for me. This one here, I mean, this is end of an era Busquets, and he's sprinting forward like that. I mean, he does look good, to be fair, but I've not got the coins or the facilities to do that SBC. I cannot compete with that. And there's also a Jordi Alba coming out there. That one I might have a look at because I do need a fullback, unfortunately for Beasley. But that last game, so we lost there. So that's now this is game 11, and we're 6-4. Pina again. I mean, it's just she's an absolute joke, isn't she? And I think EA do need to balance the gap between men and women on FIFA. I mean, this one I was 3-0 down in 15 minutes. I got my jacket off. I popped 6-5 now. But I think EA do need to have a look at the gap for women and men on this game, because it is just a ridiculous. Everyone has like a full women front three. They don't get out strength, which I'm not being sexist, but in real life, if you put Saliba up against Pina, she's going flying. Most strikers are, even men one. But for some reason on FIFA, the women's one can just hold their own against anyone, which is just a bit ridiculous. This one, we were 3-0 up, and now it's 3-3, and again it's Pina, which was a bit of a joke. And then Barry, there we go, good goal. This is Grealish now, back into Tierno, and he turnos. He scores, and then it's 6-3 now, but it's into Demone. And I'll be honest, I started panicking because I was celebrating each goal when it went 5-3. I was getting a bit overconfident, so I started celebrating, and he scored that one, and I started panicking a bit. But here we go, game 13, and we're 7-5 now. So it's not great, bear in mind how clear we were at one point. Also, I've not mentioned this yet, precision shooting. I started doing precision shooting at the start of champs. So I started it yesterday. I don't notice too much of a difference. I mean, that's a hell of a goal there. But I don't notice too much of a difference so far. I don't feel like my shooting's any better, but I'm not struggling with precision shooting. Oh, right, so these ones, I basically ran out of rooms to clip stuff on here, so I've just cut you to the final part for the last two games. So we lost this one, and so the record was 7-7 going into the next game. And basically, if we win, we go positive, and if we lose, well, you see. And we lost 3-1, so we left that game, and now it's time for the rewards. So if you just joined us here, because I'll put a little timestamp at the start for the rewards, we finished negative. We finished 7-8, which is slightly annoying. The rewards, I mean, I don't think the rewards are great really for any of them, but obviously there is a bit of a gap between positive and negative on this one. So Team of the Week pack, we got CDM, German, and it was Ben Stiller. famous actor, obviously great in Dodgeball, so many good films. And now he's taken to football, which, you know, fair enough. He does look a bit different. I didn't know he was German. This one we got a walkout in. It's a goalkeeper, it's German, and it's not NWSL, which is the women's MLS. And it is, I actually don't remember who I packed it. Berger, Carl Freezy's favourite player. And we also packed the Scream. So that'll be it and put in the title. Sorry for the clickbait there. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'll open the last pack as I'm talking. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Like I say, it is something different, and I have sort of rambled on, so I do apologise for that. But please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll be back again with a new video soon. So thanks for watching. Bye.